The Finder newspaper, repair of damaged Upper West roads to cost 50 million Ghana cedis, according to Amokwata, who's a roads minister. UTAX strike causing more harm to us than government, according to the students. And Lieutenant Colonel Appiah inducted into office as CEO of the whole 66th Artillery Regiment. Institute of Local Government Studies cannot account for 7.1 million Ghana cedis direct cash withdrawals in 2017 and 2018, according to the Auditor General's report. Legon students say they are fully prepared for the exam. The Daily Guide. Abesim Carnival lured victims, cooked for them. And Shraj rejects $5 million CJ bribe. Bormia rallies for National Cathedral. Intense lobbying for the GRA top post. And ministry chases champagne makers. What's on the front page of the National Enquirer? 5 big corruption scandals that have rocked Akufo-Addo's government. ASEPA disappointed over Shraj's decision not to probe Chief Justice. 23.9 million worth of chemicals fertilizers expired at Cocoa Board, according to the Auditor General. Well, the board says write that off. Nana Adadayen, Cocoa Fabers chase promise breaker Akufo-Addo, as he says he deceived them with non-existent pension scheme justifying for votes. Nilaya Fotiagbo has been honored, and Yagbowura eulogizes Mahama, says you're a hero for not plunging Ghana into chaos. What's on the front page of the Daily Graphic? It says, fighting Galamsey menace, Land Ministry warns foreigners. What happened to Operation Halt, phase 1 and 2? Are we getting into a third phase? Also, 50 million Ghana cedis earmarked to restore Upper West roads. KNUST begins vaccine trials for typhoid fever. 53% of SNIT beneficiaries receive less than 1,000 cedis, according to the National Pension Regulatory Authority. And the Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting is happening today. The ABC News reports that Ghana grabs $1 billion IMF cash to boost the economy. Also, Gabia Sarachudako says Akufo-Addo and Mahama, who does more with taxpayers' money? Gabi is asking, and he also asked a further question that he's usually surprised that the NPP will allow itself to be hit hard with the blows, that they are not fighting corruption and that they are the better option. Let your pulpits platform be conduits for preaching peace, unity. According to Dr. Balmia, he was speaking to religious leaders, and Jean Mensa, not the devil's incarnate after all. The Ghanaian Times. $5 million bribery allegation. President tosses CJ's removal petition, says allegation raises no case for impeachment. Ghana Statistical Service to conduct a post-enumeration survey of 2021 census from August 25 to September 14, 2021. No exam paper leakage. WAEC fires back at the Africa Education Watch. And Public Accounts Committee Chair decries frequent flouting of financial regulations by public officials. The BNFT is our final one. $1 billion IMF SDR must go to Parliament for appropriation, according to former Finance Minister Seth Terkper. Focus on raw cocoa beans, defeats value addition agenda. Cocoa freight negotiation for next season begins, and Plenty Waka acquires Starbucks, and all set for Made Africa Digital Forum tomorrow. Council of photo of our Minister for Communication, Esla Usu, and also IDEC Consultant International Limited there. Mr. Yamoa is there. Well, Kamaldeen Abdullah is joining us on the ticket of the NPP. He is a Deputy National Communications Director and a former National Nasara Coordinator for the NPP. Also, lawyer Godwin Eduji Tamaklo is a member of the NDC's Legal and Communication team. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
How is the night? How was the night?
Well.
It was well.
It was good.
Yours too was
Second
good?
day of the week.
Yeah. It was.
Solid. As always.
Eduji, John Mahama is going around the country now thanking people. Why did he have to wait for 8 months before saying thank you to the people who he say voted for him?
Johnny, thank you and good morning to my senior brother Kamaldeen. Before I zoom onto the question, I need to thank Bella and Co. for putting a great smile on the face of this young girl.
Right.
That's highly commendable. For me, anything that helps to empower a young girl is for the entire society.
Yeah.
And I need to applaud her for this initiative.
That's what Media General stands
Absolutely.
for. That's all we do here.
Regrettably, the focus in our part of the world is so much on the humanities. So if you see a young girl like this taking up engineering and all those matters, it's something that we must commend whoever initiated this. It will build her confidence greatly. Now, with the issue you have raised, you know, when our Lord and personal Savior Jesus Christ healed the 12
the lepers.
The lepers, the Bible says that eventually, after many, many days, at least one came back to thank him for whatever it is that he has done for him. Now, if you have a situation where the good people in the last election demonstrated great faith in the promises, the candidature of John Dramani Mahama, the parliamentary candidates that were put forward, we used to have 106 parliamentary or MPs. We've moved to over 140, except to say that the MPP use all their kind of vigilantes, military deployment and others to snatch some from us. Now that put aside, it's important that we reach out to the people who risk everything in coming out to vote. The 2020 election is unique in many, facets.
How so?
One, the registration exercise itself happened in the midst of COVID.
Right.
People took great risk in first going to register within that short time. During the election itself, COVID, people took great risk in doing the same thing. And so it's important as a political party to reach out to these people and to thank them. In our part of the society, of the world, even when people attend your funeral, eventually, like we say in the local parlance, if you wake up in the morning and you hear the kukuruku,
Right.
it is us thanking you. When people come to your marriage ceremony, you want to thank them.
Right.
So it is cultural to thank people anytime they express a certain level.
Why
of
is it taking you
appreciation.
8 months to do that?
Remember that there was an issue of going to court.
Right.
That also took almost 3 months. After that, we needed to do a few internal political matters. And so this is the right time for us to reach out. And the reception has been phenomenal. We have met chiefs and people. And in all of this, H.E. John Dramani Mahama has always been telling the good people of this country that look at today's conversation and let's hope for a better future tomorrow.
Well, so Mr. John Mahama has been speaking particularly about youth unemployment. Take a listen to this and then we'll take Edji's thoughts on it and then we'll go to Kamal Dean for a quick reaction.
Unemployment is a very serious problem that we confront. And it's not only this government that is confronting the problem. Past governments have had the same problem. I've been president before. And I know that the economy is not creating jobs as fast as we are turning out young people from our educational institutions. And so the solution does not lie in one person's head. And that's why I've always suggested that we are willing as a party to join the ruling party. And let's have a high-level summit on job creation to see how we can come out with a communique on what succeeding governments will do to make sure that our young people can get jobs to do and that we can grow the economy faster and make sure that our people live in decency and dignity. The danger we face in not doing that is that our young people continue to lose faith in our democracy, because then the point they make is democracy doesn't work for us. Why should I come out and vote? It won't secure me a job.
That's former President John Mahama. So he's talking about youth unemployment. Quick question that comes is, why is he now complaining about what he had a chance to rule, to fix?
Thank you. You see, unemployment is like childbirth. Every day that someone comes out of the university, there's always going to be an issue of employment or unemployment. And so the question of unemployment is not a static phenomenon. It's dynamic and keeps increasing. Now, with the benefit of power, he created several opportunities. There's no doubt about it. I recall vividly when we used to do police recruitment and recruitment into the army, getting to 2016, I recall my brother Samuel Uku making the point that if MPP comes, even the recruitment for will be free of charge. I understand today it's about 100 Ghana cedis to get the e-voucher.
We are not in normal times.
No, regardless.
Sammy is not even here to defend, so that's his word.
Oh, no. Oh,
I mean, let's
By you, it's okay. But you see, I have with me the Friday, 20th August 2021 edition of the New Crusading Guide.
Okay.
And the heading is this, quote, former TESCOM president petition chief of staff over unavailable job opportunities. And you can see this at page 20 of the New Crusading Guide.
Okay.
What it tells you is that the question of creating employment, decent job for our people will continue to be part of our national conversation.
Okay.
And that is why H.E. John Dramani Mahama is saying that let's take a nationalistic view of the conversation. The issue of unemployment remains a national security threat. Look, recently, when they said they wanted to do military recruitment,
Right.
you should go to Airwork to see the young men and women who throng the place just to get that opportunity. But it's obviously limited. And so we need to rethink our conversation about creating decent opportunities for our people.
Is that not why government says we'll do 1 million jobs in 3 years? The government has made that promise.
You see, if you look at, for instance, our 2020 manifesto, when we put together the 2 million and 1 million job proposal.
You're talking 250 a year?
Yes.
50,000 a year.
Exactly. So we gave how we're going to do it, which sector and which sector. We also need to demystify this whole conversation. Today, in the past, if you went to the technical institution, people would think that, quote unquote, you didn't do well academically.
Right.
And that is why you were going into technical institution. But we have all come to the realization that it is the technical aspect of it that really drives the economy.
Right.
Because if we are all in the offices, pushing paper, click or something, how is the economy going to grow? You need those who will be carpenters. You need those who will be masons. Look, if at the end of the day, we are bringing young people from China to come and supervise road construction in Ghana, I do not believe that it is our claim that the young men who have learned architectural distance and others from KNUST do not have the capacity to deliver on either supervising road projects, among other things. What special skills do these people have? And that is why H.E. John Dramani Mahama is saying that, look, let's have a decent conversation on this issue. Look, ask yourself a simple question. In the past, Independence Day, they will do competition and ask Ghanaian, either you can draw something, do an architectural design of a concept. All of these things encourage young people to do more. Look, when government had this opportunity on Agenda 111, the architect who did the design, David Ajay,
Right.
what competitive process was used?
He's a Ghanaian.
No, I'm not saying he's a foreigner. But can you imagine the president saying that students from KNUST doing architecture, we are setting up,
UMAT.
we are setting up a competition. We want to see the best architectural design for building hospitals in this country. Will fit the local needs of our people. It will not even cost us 36 million Ghana cedis to put that drawing together. Would have gotten value for money and would have encouraged young people in our university. But look at what has happened. President Akufo-Addo put together a team, selected him, gave his team and consultant 36 million Ghana cedis. That is why I'm saying that, look, let's localize and internalize the conversation.
Okay. All right, come on. Now, you heard Mr. John Mahama. He is worried. And I'm sure you are also worried.
And let me say that he took a nationalistic view on the conversation.
What are your reactions to what the former president said?
Very good morning to you. Good morning to Edigi Tamaklo, and of course to your cherished viewers out there. Johnny, it is refreshing to note that finally one of the lepers had decided to tank.
Explain your proverb.
No, it's not a proverb. I mean, I'm just reiterating what my brother Edigi alluded to. He went biblical about it when you said, "Oh,
the lepers,
why now?"
one of the lepers.
So I'm saying, finally, one of the lepers had decided to thank the people. I mean, it's refreshing to note, Johnny. That's just on a lighter note. But to proceed, Johnny, it is only important that Ghanaians realize that they are very, very, very necessary in the building of our democracy. They're so important. In fact, they are the main people who decide for this growing democracy of ours. The reason why MPP, NDC, and any other political party should not joke with Ghanaian voter.
Right.
So that when election is held on the 7th of December, okay, that you say or you claim, I have won, and got Edigi and Co to be on press conferences, convincing every single soul in this country that you are the winner of the election. The next moment, you say, no, I won, I wasn't given, I am going to Supreme Court. You got to Supreme Court, then your narrative changed. No, I didn't win. I didn't say I won. Meanwhile, Edigi and Co were sent out there to do press conferences to, with a great respect to them, ridicule themselves. Then you get there and say, look, no, I didn't win, but the person who won also didn't win. Then simple question was asked. You didn't win. The person who won didn't win. What were your figures? And what were the figures of the person who you claim also didn't win?
He says that you twisted their hands.
Listen to this. Then simply, the answer was, I didn't bring that to court. All this said and done, Edigi, my good friend, who is a very great lawyer, a good lawyer with all his, regalias, he was in court, making sure that he makes a strong argument, even though he was exposed by the same person who said he should go and do press conference that they have won. He still defended. And after that, 6 months down the line, the man went back home relaxed, only to realize that today, biblically, he can assume the posture of a leopard and go back to, thank people. That's a good one. But see, Johnny, I am not taking away that act of thanking people from him.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
Better late than never, anyway. But it's now clear that impliedly the NDC has agreed to the fact that indeed MPP won the election squarely.
John Mahama is saying on the thanking tour that you twisted their hands. You used all manner of means to twist their hands.
I listened to him when he was in Northeast region. What he said was that his polling station agents maybe were not up and doing. The next time he comes, he himself is going to be a polling station agent. He said so. The next time. So I was wondering, of the 36,000 or over 30-something thousand polling stations, is it going to be agents in all the polling stations? But that's for the NDC to decide anyway. That's for the NDC to decide. But see, significance of what he said, youth unemployment. And Edigi ended by saying that indeed he sounded nationalistic on the matter. That's true. Listening to what he said indeed appeared generics and appeared nationalistic.
Okay.
And said that, look, governments upon governments have created it. Well, you know why he assumed that posture?
No.
He simply knows very well that when it comes to job creation, trust me, they come nowhere near the MPP. So he cannot play that politics.
Where are the jobs you have created?
Why? So that when Edigi mentioned it, that day in, day out, we get people coming from the university, and of course, unemployment is created because the person is expectant. Is that not correct?
Okay.
Then we sit down, think about Ghanaians, and said, look, tertiary institutions that we get people coming out, can we set up a model? Is NAPCO not at least helping some of them? It is. It's a form of job creation. In fact, that long-standing policy that we brought, which started with Nana Komia, with National Youth Development Program, that of course later on they changed to, JIDA, and from JIDA to YEA. Another wonderful and lofty idea coming from MPP, tailored towards employing the youth of this country, both formal and informal. So knowing all this, which they cannot point to any way All Eduju could say here was that, oh, police recruitment, Sami Oku even said that when they come, the forms is going to be free, but it is 100 cedis today.
Is it true?
Who says we have not recruited people into the police force? As we speak today, immigration is out there, military is out there. In fact, fire service is out there, all the security agencies. Some clearance has been given by Ministry of Finance for over 11,000 youth to be engaged as we speak right now.
So why are people still complaining?
Oh, why not? I am only telling you that the gestures of the MPP and past MPP government and present MPP government have taken to ensure or have made to ensure that at least the youth of this country indeed are engaged.
Is NAPCO not ending?
Oh, with a great respect, ending or not ending, there has been beneficiaries or not.
What was the deal?
I am saying, ending or not ending, there has been beneficiaries who, of course, through even NAPCO, have been able to get permanent jobs. What was
the promise to the NAPCO beneficiaries?
It was to get them trained, get them some stipends, get them to prepare their mind, get them to not to stay idle, and get them at least to have hope for the future. And like I said, many of them have had hope for the future, and today many of them have been engaged in one way or the other, and some have come to join the trade. I am saying is that what matters and what is important is that the Akufo-Addo-led administration has not actually gone to sleep on unemployment.
John Mahama wants to come to the table to have a conversation with the government of the day.
High-level summit, he calls it.
Yes. What's your response?
Why not? I mean, it's like I said, IDG rightly said it. He sounded nationalistic on the matter. Why? Whoever acknowledges that it is important we all come together, then of course, fashion out ideas, see how the youth of this country are going to be engaged. It's a welcome idea. It's not a bad one. But I'm saying that subtly or impliedly, he has just accepted that indeed, when it comes to job creation, trust me, the MPP administrations, past and present, have done better than the NDC.
I hear you.
That's a fact.
I hear you. Let me give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. I'll give Kamal a minute too.
You know, this morning.
You want to come back?
This morning, I strongly believe that my friends should stop communicating because he's not getting it.
Why?
He needs a CEO or deputy CEO somewhere. And I want to humbly appeal to the chief of staff to intervene because he's not getting the conversation. Look, this is not... Look, young people today watching us, they are interested in the job now.
You have your minute too.
Okay,
No. His time is up.
So that is the
I'll
point
give you both of you a minute each and then we'll move on.
People, like I pointed out, come on. Look at the situation where you say you want to do Agenda 111. You need an architect. Then you go sole source to one person, 36 million Ghana cedis. Imagine opening this thing up for young Ghanaian architects to take part. That is how the conversation should go. Come on. Look, for employment issues, you know, for me, employment issues come out. I have a different, and that is why I associate with a call by HE. When someone gets employed, it is a whole household, it's a whole community that gets involved. So the issue of employment is huge for me. It is not the usual MPP, NDC rhetoric. It's about the survival of the people. Come on. And that is where I want us to take the conversation.
That is exactly where I took the conversation. I gave myriads of examples of interventions that we, as a party and government, have made to ensure
sustainable.
Very. Why not?
Okay.
Why it has been very sustainable?
Come on, you and I agree.
Allow him to have his minute.
Let's have a conversation.
For instance, when you promised NAPCO, it was for 3 years.
That's right.
After 3 years, you were to what? Push them into permanent jobs.
Some have got permanent jobs.
How many?
Some have.
How many? Ask him to give you the number.
I will give you the numbers. Don't worry. You see, LDG talks about he giving an example of some architectural job that should have been given. That's a good one. That's not bad. But see, the idea of even building Agenda 111 alone, wait a minute, gives several thousands of people employment in this country. Macy's, okay? Talk about, craftsmen who are supposed to be in the building sector. Talk about contractors. Talk about, name them. Even to the extent that caterers who may be willing to go to those sites to cook for workers and all that. That tells you how we are thinking about Ghanaians and opening up this
Come
job
on.
creation.
So can you tell Ghanaians how much jobs you have created
why?
if you are claiming a superior record?
To be honest with you, Eduji, if we are going to do comparative analysis,
No,
and
tell the
NDC,
people
trust
of
me,
no,
we
tell
have
the people
done
of
better than you in
tell the
terms
people
of
this
job
country.
creation.
No, tell the people of this.
You know, and I'm telling the people of this country are watching it. They know.
That
I've just given
what
examples.
jobs? What
Series
jobs?
of examples.
What
Look,
jobs?
the clearance we gave recently for the 11,000 people is not going to be job creation.
Absolutely, but you
Absolutely.
So
So
on
if
what
you are
basis
sitting
are you
down
claiming
telling me that-
superior record?
Why? I'm
what
saying.
numbers?
Well, I just mentioned the NYP program, mentioned the YE program, mentioned this NAPCO, and I've mentioned a planting for food and jobs. What we have done, the informal sector.
You see,
all
come
this
on, come
are
on,
right.
stop
And these are
doing that.
job
You see
creation
why my
measures.
call for
That's
him
the
to
point.
be a CEO
You see that?
is germane. Because you see, the truth of the matter is that when we come to job creation,
Edgy.
our friends in the
Edgy,
NPP quickly say that planting for food and job created thousands of jobs.
Of course, farmers-
and when,
farmers
no, hold on,
assistance.
please calm down.
The agriculture minister
why
said
not?
it created 745,000 jobs in the first year.
when you
Just hold on for me.
when you probe that, on what basis did you come to that number? You know their response.
No.
That even the number of fertilizers that we give per the bags, that's the number of jobs.
Nobody
and it's so fanciful.
That is your own explanation.
That is
of course.
what
Don't
your
say that. Don't say
leadership
that.
had
We
provided
never said
as
so.
the 7,000
I am saying that we had
750,000.
registered farmers throughout the country,
And they are
in
not
various
up to that
districts,
number.
and those farmers have been assisted in one way or the other with inputs. Okay,
Yes.
so when you sit here and tell me that we have not created jobs in that sense, of course I disagree with you, because
the farmers are already
So come out, come out.
No,
They
the
have been
farmers,
supported.
the farmers are already farming.
Come out.
I am saying to bring them on board.
No,
Come
the
out.
farmers are already farming.
Okay, anyway, hold on. Come out.
Nothing.
Come
no,
out.
no, that.
But they are farming
went
already.
to farm with
So
nothing.
how are
Come
they
out.
new jobs?
So now, for the young people who are watching us now, who
Yeah.
are done with school, either nursing or teachers, whoever they are, who are complaining, who don't have jobs now, what hope is there for them?
First of all, I just give an example. I'm repeating myself again. The clearance has been given, okay, for some 11,000 young people to be employed. That's one.
As what?
Of course, other areas, security, education, GS, and of course, it's going to be part of it, and of course, a host of others. The point I want to make is that it's a going concern. The president and his administration are conscious about it, and of course working hard towards ensuring that at least we bring down the mark of unemployment in this country, which we have done and will continue to do. Okay, and I said, and I'll continue to say it, that indeed it is an issue that all of us must look at with that nationalistic sense. Okay, just as John Dramani Mahama put it out there.
Okay.
Clearly, the young people of this country deserves better.
Okay.
And they can only claim to have been treated well when jobs are indeed created for them
I hear you.
to be engaged.
Let's get into
And Johnny,
Yeah.
just 30 seconds. You see, anytime we have this employment conversation with our friends in the MPP, they quickly tell us that, look, in the public sector alone, they have created over 1 million jobs, right? Then the minister in the media budget presents what you call the total employment within the public sector, ministry by ministry, agency by agency. And the minister in Appendix 7 of the media budget is telling us that the overall public sector employment is a little over 871,000 workers. So if you claim that you have employed 1 million, are those 1 million people drawing salary from the private sector? Look, so your own data you are
These
generating.
are assumptions you are creating
No,
yourself.
I say
And
appendix
these are
7.
your own
No,
assumptions.
appendix 7
Like, you
of the
see,
media
these are your
budget
own assumptions.
is there.
LDG.
So come on. When you claim that you have employed over 1 million, if you claim you have employed over 1 million, where are they drawing their salary from? Are they ghost workers? It cannot be. Let's speak to the data. Your own budget statement, appendix 7, is clear on the number of persons within the public sector payroll. So these 1 million people, where are they?
Okay.
Please,
Well,
let's have the conversation along those lines.
Let's get to read your thoughts and comments on our WhatsApp console. We're happy to share your thoughts with the rest of the wonderful world. Let's get into the Auditor General's report. I'm reading on the front page of the Institute of Local Government Studies. It cannot account for 7.1 million Ghana cedis. Now, cash withdrawals, illegal withdrawals. It says the Institute of Local Government Studies cannot account for 7.1 million Ghana cedis. Now, 5.8 million Ghana cedis direct cash withdrawals in 2017. A review of their cash and bank transactions revealed that a direct cash withdrawals to the tune of 5.8 million was made in 2017. Also, 1.3 direct cash withdrawals in 2017. Similarly, direct cash withdrawals was done. No supporting documents to back it. Public financial management regulations flouted. Absence of effective supervision by management, and management's own response whilst they were being queried, it doesn't really sit well. So we have lost money as a people. Edgy, I'm sure you've been scanning through the, the Auditor General's report. And for me, the same old issues of cash irregularities, salary irregularities, tax irregularities are recurring. I thought we said we were going to do better to ourselves and with ourselves.
You see, this problem is, I'm sure from employment, the next one will be corruption. Our definition of corruption are usually what you call white collar, procurement breaches, cash irregularities, among other things. And you see, if you look at the findings and conclusion by the Auditor General, who President Akufo-Addo says has done better than Dom level. The audit report submitted for 2020, if you look at the analysis and comparative analysis, I'll just read something, okay. Table 2.
Right.
It says, quote, total irregularity figure of 718 million Ghana cedi for 2016 increased to 12 billion from 700 million to 12 billion in 2017. The irregularities declined by 8.9 billion in 2018 to 3 billion. However, the total irregularities increased by 81.8% from 2018 figure of 3 billion to 5.4 billion in 2019. During the period ending 31st December 2020, the total irregularities recorded a 135% increase. That is from 5 in 2019 to 12.8 billion in 2020. So now, if you look at the Auditor General's report itself, and relative to MMDCs, state corporations, and all of those in ministry, departments, and agencies, the overall volume of irregularities is about 12 billion Ghana cedis. That's almost $2 billion. How much is the budget for Agenda 111? A little over 1.6 billion.
Yeah.
So what it means is that the cash irregularity, the procurement breaches, the volume of all those transactions alone can build 111 hospitals.
And we are going to borrow to build.
And we are going to borrow to build. Myself and Kamal.
It's instructive what he said.
You see, myself and Kamal should be worried. This one, it is not quote unquote Domelevo's work that you say he's motivated. This one, an Auditor General appointed by President Akufo-Addo. These are his findings. This is the scorecard. We should be worried. And you see, Kamal, this is, and I always make this point. Look, when things work well, if you have hospitals, it's good for all of us.
Right.
Why should we go and borrow to build hospitals when cash irregularities and all of those things amount to 12 billion Ghana cedis?
We are not punishing people enough, are we?
No, and the regrettable part of this particular report is that nobody was surcharged. No disallowance.
No.
In the past, the disallowance and surcharges were associated with the report.
There have been some demands for refunds that have been given in the report.
No, the law provides a legal regime, and that regime is called surcharge and disallowance. Absolutely. The matter was litigated at the Supreme Court, Occupy Ghana, and then the Supreme Court gave validation to the surcharge and disallowance regime. The Act, the Audit Service Act also provides a mechanism. Now, the reason for this is that an individual has certain rights of appeal associated with surcharges and disallowances. And so, you need to do it proper so that if I have a problem, I can respond. I have seen GMPC, for instance, responding. That is not the legal regime. When the Auditor General makes findings, you either apply to set aside the finding by way of a right of appeal. And so when you do things in this manner, it creates a problem that we need to look at.
Okay.
I mean, that's really
how is it that people take monies that they are not supposed to take? They misapply funds that they are not supposed to apply. And all we say is, go and pay back the money.
Well,
does it make meaning to you?
We see, last weekend, this subject matter came up briefly in our discussion. Of course, coincidentally, I was still with
you were here with, I was touching on key points.
And I prefixed my submission with recourse to the legal architecture in place. Okay. What have we built for ourselves as a country? What does the Constitution say? And what are other organic laws say about findings of the Auditor General or reports of the Auditor General? Okay. Now, having had all this, let us also have at the back of our minds that it's one thing being reported and it's another thing getting response from the person who we allege to have caused some misappropriation or some irregularity of that sense. Okay. Therefore, it is a matter that has to travel to a particular conclusion. Why? There has been reports in the past that when you go into it, even people who have been surcharged, they come out to tell you, look, I will go to court to overturn this, or I will go to court to explain myself to get this. It's their legal right to look at it. So my point is that let us not jump to the conclusion. Yes, the figures are alarming. That some 12 billion, and EDG makes a very instructive point that tells you, myself, and him, and the one watching us, that putting frugality at a higher level, we can even cater for ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's what it means.
Ghana beyond begging.
Absolutely. It means that when we are frugal about our physical sector and doing things well, trust me, nobody will sit down like EDG will sit down and doubt Agenda 111.
But you see, in a case where you have a Public Financial Management Act, you have all the other supporting sections. You also have people who are paid to supervise, people who are paid to manage, people who are made to look at it. You have an internal auditor in every single government institution in this country. How is it that people are able to go and withdraw monies that they are not permitted to withdraw? There's no supporting, and nobody is punished for it.
In every society, you have such, untoward people
for 12 billion
who will behave. No, of course, you see, sometimes on the face of it, do not just say that is what it is, because explanations will come. He rightly mentioned GMPC, and then of course other bodies will also come to say, explain themselves out. And there are instances where when you even get the report and take the report, then listen to the other side, it turns out to be that, look, that report is a bit problematic.
So this is the Institute of Local Government's report.
Yes.
It says its response. When queried, the management replied, among others, that these practices of 2017 and 2018 are being addressed. It said the Institute's council has taken decisive measures which are being implemented by management, which includes improved internal control systems under the current management, which supervised internal audit for 2017 and 2018, and also flagged out these withdrawals without supporting document. The Institute's management, as well as external auditors, has for over 1 year made strenuous efforts to retrieve these documents, but after back and forth letters and series of meetings with the former officers, these actions have not yielded much. So they don't deny that monies were...
But they need to get responses from some officers.
Exactly. Now we know what the fiscal year is.
Yes. So I'm saying that it is wobbling.
2018,
it is not an explanation that should go on with us. No. You don't tell me that an officer yesterday was there and there are measures in place within the management okay, to ensure that public funds are indeed used prudently, okay, and that officer says, look, I am nowhere to be found, therefore no document to be traced. For me, this is not an excuse. Point is that, look, those sectors must be critically looked at, and you see, sometimes we tend to blame only the politician. Trust me, when you go through the settings of Public Accounts Committee in Parliament and listen to people who are even apolitical
you die of
and
BP.
supposed to handle our funds and what they do, my good brother, you will even forget of the politician.
You die of BP.
But Edudzi sits here, and then when he is in power, I will lambast him. When Kamal is in power, Edudzi will seek to lambast me. When in fact, people who claim we are not politicians, but yet we work for institutions of departments and institutions of government, and what they do is sickening.
But where Kamal, the politician has the power. For example, if this is a crime, the Attorney General has the power to prosecute. What is the Attorney General's power? Where is it around this one?
To the best of my knowledge,
are held to the fire.
Let me to the tangent of H.E. John Dramani Mahama,
Okay.
when he says that, look, job creation is not limited to only one government. Equally, the Attorney General's department has been there since the inception of this constitution.
I agree.
Okay, and we've had series of Attorney Generals who have come. Some prosecute, some do not prosecute, whatever. So it tells us again that we all need to arrive at a commonality. That, look, wrong is wrong. And when wrong is commissioned, wrong must be punished, or wrong must
I
be...
hear you. Wrap up on that. You're wrapping up on the final point.
Wrapping up on my final point. Edudzi wants to create an impression out there that a whooping 12 billion is out there. It's under the NADO. 700 million last time maybe was under NDC. So it means not enough crimes were committed under NDC.
Is that the inference?
Logically,
that's your inference.
But I want him to know.
When you promise better.
I want him to know that if we are taking the rule of natural justice, he's a lawyer, okay? And we've not listened to the other side and want to condemn. Of course, you would have even supported from the
before an audit is done, or before an audit report is presented, you would have been given conference. Correct?
And I know.
Auditing is a process. You would have been given conference.
Oh, but there are some who will not be existent.
Or some who were not forthcoming.
Who were not very well.
Great. So now, it is
out.
not the case that you were not given the opportunity. You were given the opportunity, but you couldn't present the supporting documents to justify why you did what you did.
John, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. See, if you look at the report, the report says that cash irregularities alone is 1.8 billion Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Why? The vice president, for instance, says that we want to build a cashless economy.
Right.
Then the Auditor General report comes that ministers are carrying cash with them. So you are saying one thing and then you are doing another one. Look at the Auditor General report on the Kundum Festival, for instance. The tourism minister, Madam Katrina Feku,
former minister.
I have listened to her interaction with the chair of the planning committee of Kundum Festival. And
said the only God was 7,000
yes,
or what?
In her house, they carried the cash and gave it to them.
These are matters
in the cashless economy.
You see, these are matters yet to be investigated.
No, the Auditor General report.
Of course, I know you are speaking to a report. Of course, I've also followed it. I've listened to it. But see, let us give them the benefit of doubt.
I'm saying
let the person explain himself.
Explain what
let's get there.
Come on. Before the Auditor General does, I mean, and you know this process as well. That auditing is a process.
I know.
Now, before the Auditor General confirms their report, you must have been giving audience to also state your claim. Correct?
I'm saying sometimes, not many times, they do not even reach out to the officers who are supposed to be. They will come to me the documents. Of course, they write for whatever relevant documents that they need so that they can do their perusals. Having done that, they will do their scrutiny and then arrive at the
that for a very, 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 very long time. Myself, Kwame Dazi, and a couple of people have been asking questions about Afrima, year of return, beyond the return.
And you've seen the audit
We've been
reports.
asking. Now, we didn't get the answers then from the officers. And I can tell you, we presented our microphones. And now, the Auditor General has brought the response. Yeah. You say we should wait for what
and
again?
It's done.
No, I'm not saying we should wait. You see, the report is not just going to be kept down.
Okay.
Okay. The report is going to be looked at. Of course, whoever is supposed to be surcharged obviously will get there.
Surcharged?
Why?
That's when you commit a crime.
Report, there's no surcharge.
I'm saying
why are you going to surcharge people?
Why? Isn't Public Accounts Committee going to debate this report?
They have,
Is it
but it
Parliament
has
going
nothing
do
to
that?
do
They're going
with
to look
the
at it.
surcharge
And people who
disallowance.
are supposed to be called before to explain
Okay.
irregularities or such irregularities will obviously be called.
I hear you.
That's the point.
Okay, Cookie, welcome.
Yep. Good morning.
What are the masses saying on social media?
Okay, first one says, good morning, Papa Johnny. I want to bring to your notice to tell the authority of Ghana Roads and Highways that there are street light posts, but the lights are not working all the way from West Hills Mall to Inglesi, Amanfro. It is so serious. What is happening in this country? Danny Ado from Amanfro, Kingstown sent in that one. Good morning, TV3. If you want street lights, go to Chebi. That is the only place in Ghana that you can see street lights in this country. Oh, is it?
Go ahead.
Alex Akwafo from Tema sent in that one. Good morning, Johnny. There are qualified teachers who completed in 2015 at the Pusika College of Education.
Okay.
But the recent advertisement for GES is targeting only 2019,
really?
the 2019 batch. Meanwhile, I have passed my diploma in basic education, passed my license exams, and have mandatory I have served my national service. Funny enough, 2022 is when my license will expire. Johnny, you can investigate this, and it's coming from Nelson Bunkuprugu. Johnny, good morning to you and your panelists. I think it's a good thing that the former president, John Mahama, is raising the issue of youth unemployment. This is a huge time bomb that we should all be concerned about. Any lackadaisical attitude towards solving youth employment problems in this country would spell doom for Ghana. Sam in East Legon Hills sent in that one. Good morning, Johnny. Now, when I hear JM talking about unemployment issues, I get very worried. Was he not the same man under whose regime we had unemployed University Graduates Association? Was this idea he's now espousing or not there? He should applaud the current government for doing better than him, even though there's still much to do. NDC lacks good ideas for governance. Abdul Salam from Bimbila.
The president of the Unemployed Association, he has a job now.
Exactly.
Yes, under the regime.
Well, Musa Abattoir.
So it's not more.
Please let me finish my comments and then you can continue. Musa Abattoir in Kumasi says, since Ghana was born, we have borrowed so much under the MPP government. That's all that he's saying. And he says, let us wake from the 2016-2020 sloganeering slumber, jolt and jog them into innovative actions that can save the economy and reduce the suffering of Ghanaians. Good morning, TV3. I wish your name will be increased to TV4 because of your good works. Honorable Kamal Dean, thank you for the fantastic submission. The NDC, led by ex-President Mahama, took us to IMF, where an embargo was placed on employment. We had a collation of unemployed nurses, unemployed university graduates, amongst others, but now most of them are employed, and we don't have such associations. Dr. Baba Zamo, Master Planner, Junior Kintampo sent in that one. Hi, Johnny. Please ask the MPP man when they are going to give clearance to the 2019 nursing assistance batch. We have been home for 2 years. Raphael. Okay, Raphael. So he says it's been done.
You are sure about that? Okay.
Well, he says it's been done.
So where can they go and get it?
Oh, why? They will be communicated to, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Hello, Johnny. Ask the MPP communicator how many of his direct relatives are in NAPCO. How many ordinary Ghanaians can get employed with the 11,000 jobs he's talking of? It is another. Isn't it the children and relatives of the political elite who would eventually benefit from this scheme? Fix the country. Yaucheba for Mampontin sent in.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's take the last 2 minutes, talk about the $5 billion bribery allegation. Wow. Yesterday, we read what happened, and we've heard Mensa Thompson as well. He's not too excited about the decision taken to toss away his petition to get the Chief Justice investigated. He thinks that their rights have been violated, given the fact that the issues he took before Shraj and what he took to the presidency are two separate matters, so he doesn't understand why both have been bunched together. What are your thoughts? I'll give you a minute each, maybe 2 minutes each, and then we'll wrap up. Kamal.
Okay. I think, first of all, we are a nation of laws. And properly put, we have so much respect for our Constitution. And whatever that we're going to do, certain rights are actually gotten from that same set of laws that we have. Mensa Thompson, as a citizen of this country, of course, has the right, okay, to petition. However, equally, the person who has been petitioned also has a right to respond. The response that the president gave, clearly, with recourse to the procedures that the president followed. Because when you look at Article 146, Clause 3, Clause 4, Clause 5, up to Clause 6, it prescribes the route to be taken by the president when it comes to a petition to seeking to remove the Chief Justice. Of course, the president, after getting that petition, pushed it procedurally, properly, laid to the Council of State. Council of State looked at it. Can we establish a prima facie case in this matter and advise the president? Brought it back. And they described it as frivolous and vexatious.
Their report was not, it was confidential.
I'm saying that the description given by the Council of State to the president was that that petition was frivolous and, of course, vexatious.
Did you see the report?
That I read what came from the presidency.
Okay.
Through his secretary. And, of course, it stated same in it. To the extent that they even gave a reference to Ajechum case. You are a lawyer, of course. The Ajechum case tells you what Dateba and co said. I mean, clearly, it's very, if you like, clear that hearsay evidence will not suffice in any jurisdiction. He's a lawyer. He knows that. Now, in this case, this is not a direct speech that you are reporting. You are relying on somebody said something, and another person said what. And even the person making the allegation is also relying on someone who said something to him. And all that. So with this, how can that be sufficient, to go after the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana? But see, let me add this before
Quickly.
We bastardize our leaders for nothing.
Really?
We ran I'm telling you, and it's dangerous for us as a country, especially for Eduji and myself and you, the young people getting up. If we are not careful, leaders are bastardized, unnecessarily, without basis. We sit down and watch. Tomorrow, if you become a leader, same will apply to you. For me, Thompson has his right. But of course, when you read the petition, his petition ab initio was wobbling, shaky. Was nothing to write home about. So for him, he should take it in good faith and let's move on. Because you cannot hinge on hearsay to make a case.
I hear you, aspiring lawyer.
You cannot.
Practicing lawyer. What do you say?
I think that, you see, sometimes when things like this happen, it's like déjà vu, look, I've read the report.
Déjà vu is a big language.
This is French.
you see.
Déjà vu is a big one. Break it down for us.
When I looked at the report.
But you speak French.
I know.
When I look at the report, I was like asking myself, so why in God's name did we remove Charlotte Osei? Why? No, please.
Allow him.
The president relaxed. Wait.
Come out. Allow him to make. He kept quiet for you, so it's only fair to him.
The president relied on the Frank Ajechum decision.
Right.
Go and read that decision on the competence of a proper petition. Go and look at what.
You are saying Thompson's petition is competent?
Are you listening?
I'm surprised.
Are you listening?
Come on, please. I beg you.
Are you listening?
I'm listening.
The point I'm making is that the Supreme today, our president is relying on the decision in Frank Ajechum to come to the conclusion that one, a prima facie case has not been made. Correct. The same president.
Upon the advice of the Council of State. Upon the advice of the Council of State.
And relying on the evidences tabled by the petitioner.
Please.
Allow me. Exhibit A and B.
Allow me.
Look at what he said.
Allow him to speak.
Not just only the Frank Ajechum
He kept quiet for you, please.
I am saying that in the Frank Ajechum decision, the Supreme Court discussed what a competent petition is.
Right.
The petition for the removal of Charlotte Osei was so terribly done that the presidency had to call the petitioners to come and correct it. Didn't it happen? This is the kind of president we are dealing with. So I am saying that our president should learn how to apply the laws of this country evenly.
Okay. I hear you. Thank you very much.